Okay, so I'm recording this to tell you about the two dreams I just woke up from, and they're like the most interesting ones I've had so far, and they were extremely vivid. So, so the first one, basically, I'm existing in this magical world where I'm part of like this tribe, and there's like these grimoires scattered around like a bunch of islands, right? And everyone can open like this I guess subconscious map where you see the world and you see like there's like kind of there's like temple-ish buildings with a statue looking people in the middle. Like there's basically just this giant just this fuck this giant piece of land in the middle and like a bunch of semi-connected but kind of not connected islands around the giant piece of land, and the statues aren't like typical statues like the way you see them without color, but they look like statues, but they also look like they're people, pretty much. Not in terms of like the statues have the figures of people; they do have figures of people, but the sense that they're colored, like they have color to the statue, and they actually look as if people are they actually look as if they're people and not statues, but they still are statues, pretty much. But you have these people, and periodically, more statues will pop up in the subconscious map. The one I noticed was like there were a good like there were dozens of them at first, and then at one point when I checked it, a lightning person statue popped up. Um, like as I was viewing it. So I don't know if that means someone discovered it or if someone or it decided, hey, you need to open the statue now or whatever. So basically, it's me, a mentor figure, and then two other people. One person that periodically like goes away and comes back to the group every now and then, and then a a lady type figure who's around my age but a little younger, like 1 or 2 years younger. But I think we're in like our maybe like I don't know, like late teens, so like 19, like 18, 19, I think. But yeah, so we're going around looking for these grimoires and shit, and pretty much I remember um I end up going to this kind of meeting slash yeah, like this meeting slash traditional gathering that we're all supposed to go to, and oh my god, it's fading. Remember, it's fading. It's fading. Fuck, it's fading. Fuck, it's fading. Um, but I go there, and I'm looking at everyone, and as one person's giving a speech, I think I go into a room. Like I go into one of like the temple things, and the temple things are actually just kind of like little shack rooms, really, not even really temples. Like in a literal sense, they're temples. They don't look anything like a temple. It's kind of just like a room. It's like a mini shack, pretty much. But you go in, and there's just a grimoire sitting. Well, a magic book, not a grimoire. I don't know if maybe it's the same thing, but whatever. Anyways, you go in, and there's like a little statue in the corner, like a little mini statue that's like the size of a person's hand, right? And there's a grimoire in the opposite corner of the room, and it's just there on the floor, right? And I use it, and I forget what magic it lets me use. Oh no! I'm able to fuck. I'm able to I think either absorb or capture magics used on me, and then it stays in the book, and I can use them later. You know. Or no. That's not how that works. No. Fuck. It's either that or it's like there's already magic in the book in like written form. Because I remember they were written down in written form, and then once I learn how to say whatever it is, then I can use it, and it comes out of the book. Basically, I have to open it, and then it comes out of it. Basically, I forget which one. Maybe I guess I'll end up just having both. I don't know. But that's the case, and at some point, time kind of moves backwards. But I remember everything, and the day or whatever the fuck, however long this took, starts over, right? And I go back to that same thing, pretty much, and then the same events happen. I go back to the book, right? But I get there earlier, and we don't do the book apparently. I can't find it. So then this time, the other person that kind of goes back and forth from being in the group, not being in the group, he's gone. So it's just me and the girl type person, right? So we're there, and for some reason um, we just, and maybe it was just an excuse for the sexual event to happen, but basically we decide, okay, well maybe the only way for the book to come out is pretty much for her to suck my pee pee, and I always find it funny to say pee pee so dick. I don't know, dick makes more sense in my head, but pee pee sounds funny. Um, so she's basically there, like doing that, and then the guy comes back, and then we end up stopping right before he sees us, and then we turn around and we see the book there, and then we're like, oh, the book's right there. And then yeah, and we kind of all think, I think I say it out loud, I think she thinks it in our head, but we realize that we're both thinking and saying the same, well, we're both having the same like thought, either verbally or mentally in the same moment. But like, oh, that was kind of pointless. But I think we also knew that the point wasn't to actually have like something happening involving the book. It was literally just an excuse for that sexual event to happen between us. So then I end up grabbing the book again, and then I think I either wake up or my brain just switches to a different dream. But I'm pretty sure I wake up and I go back to sleep. So the second dream is I'm fundraising with this um yeah, same person, with not same person, but with a, again, girl type person, probably. I think she's my age, or like, again, like a year or so younger, but I think we're in like our 20s now. I don't know. I just know we're older. We're out of high school, but I don't know how old we are. But yeah. So we're fundraising. Could also, it's a full time fundraising job. So I remember that part. But we're basically in this. It's like one part store. Think of like cash registers, and you see like the giant walkway behind the cash registers, or like before the cash registers, and then the aisles for the different places. So we're basically in like the semi smallish room that's connected on one side to a um bigger store sized room, like Walmart sized, and then on the other side is a door that's connected to a hallway that leads to another room. Um, so yeah, and then that hallway has like a long table in it, and then an open glass wall on the other side, facing out of the building, where you can see people and trees and grass and all kind of stuff, right? So at first it starts out with us just fundraising, and we have like this dry erase board that we're writing stuff on to present to people, and people come up. We get a few donations, and by the time we go into that smaller room with the long table, the hallway sized room, we have a good, I think, like 50 to like 75 or so dollars or something, right? I think maybe like over 100. And then we leave, and it's pretty much because like we realize, like, uh yeah, like we both realize basically she's gonna get more donations if like by herself than if I'm there. Yeah, obviously men love women, and they will literally just give them shit just because they're interacting with them, or just because they like them. It's really evident. You can see it a lot in fundraising jobs. It's similar to how, like, if you go to a smoke shop, there's an attractive woman there marketing. So like if you do fundraising and there's an extremely attractive person there, then yeah, especially if it's a woman, extremely attractive woman, then they'll go, and or men will just approach them, and they'll get donations very, very, very easily. But yeah, it's smart. It doesn't really matter. It's just smart. Um, but yeah, uh, so basically we end up stopping the thing. We pack up everything, and we move the dry erase board into the hallway room, and and what's it called? Oh, and we sit down, and then periodically people would just come by and sit with us to talk to us, and we talk to them. Sometimes we just talk to them like about random shit, or sometimes we pitch them or whatever. But at one point, it's just two, basically two pale skinned dudes, right? First off, I also want to mention I wish we had like cooler names than just black or white. I mean, those aren't a thing. Black and white aren't actually a thing. They're colors. They aren't people. Race is literally a social construct, just like gender. Sex is different, but gender and race are social constructs. They aren't really things. They're things that are perpetuated by pretty much European supremacy. I know it's not how you actually say it, but the whole system that was made to basically just separate people so that there's an excuse to dominate over them. Pretty much. Oh, you're darker. Oh, your culture's more savage. Blah blah blah. Even though, funnily enough, it's the opposite. Um, yeah, African or just uh, what's it called? Like typically, just darker skinned people throughout history have been the ones that have been civilized, but Europeans decided, oh, or we're gonna go over there. We're actually civilized. We actually slowly became civilized with it. We learned a lot by them, and then we took it and decided, okay, we are gonna claim ownership of this. So then we destroy their culture and destroy their people. Well, anyways, the point is, uh, these two pale skinned dudes come over, right? It's me and I am in the dream. I don't remember if I ever look at my I don't remember if I ever look at myself, but I do remember that the lady partner I have in that moment is she's either I think she might be Hispanic or black. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know, but I I, I think Hispanic. Oh my god, my voice is so dry. I literally just woke up from that dream. But yeah, so oh man, but it was amazing because it gave me such an interesting game idea. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So, um, it's just sitting down, right, and we're sitting down, we're talking or whatever, right, and we're talking, and then I'm just gonna skip to the ending because the rest of it's not relevant. We end up talking and talking and talking, and then we end up talking about like religion and like the origin of humanity and everything, and I explain how like before this point we're all on like the same page of like just vibing and talking about different things that we all agree on. It's interesting and we're all vibing and shit. But when we get to this specific point, the origin of humanity, I explain how like basically we all know that they started in Africa, or that the human race started in Africa, and the guy to my left instantly starts shaking his head. Like no, it's not true. But basically I keep going, and then yeah, like we started in Africa and we go around to different places, and then whether like we leave people there purposefully, or they get kicked out, or they get stuck there, or they leave, or they stay there purposefully. People drop off from the collective slowly as we get to different points in the world, right? As we're traveling around, people just leave, or people just drop off from the collective, and eventually we leave, go to different places, and then Earth breaks apart, and then not Earth breaks apart, but like, well, yeah, I guess yeah, Earth breaks apart, and we meet up centuries later, and they look nothing like each other, right? Or we look nothing like each other, so we think we're all different, or in reality we're the same. Um, right. So yeah, but that I described that, and it's like no, and then he starts describing his version of like the origin of humanity, and he never even says he doesn't get to the point where he says words because I end up waking up, but he's drawing out, and the thing, and it's weird because like we're both like I guess subconsciously, but we're not subconsciously, we're consciously drawing out, but not really drawing out. We're kind of like manifesting the images in our head like in front of each other pretty much, and you see like my version, and then it kind of shifts to the side, as if like you're looking at an animation on a screen, right? It shifts to the side of a black line in the middle, separating the two origin stories, and then he instantly starts manifesting uh, like ice huts, ice buildings, right? And I remember instinctively, I remember wanting to say, or I think I do say it a little bit, and then I wake up, like, oh, that actually coincides with my, like, with what I'm saying, basically. Because pretty much Europeans, they end up in the north, and they basically just survive with ice, and they survive in, like, in icy climates, cold climates, you know. Which, so like I remember hearing about this from like an ex coworker I had, the one that I did the whole crypto thing with, that I never got the money from because it fell through. Um, but he ended up describing to me. Oh, and after that I woke up basically. Um, he ended up describing me how like yeah, look at like the origins of where Europeans came from, and it would kind of explain their behavior. Like one, they're quote unquote suicidal by nature. Um, you know, and he kind of, all he did was really just like look at like patterns kind of, but I think it's kind of bullshit patterns, because I think everyone's suicidal by nature, and also not. It's what's it called, it's hold on, I gotta take a piss. I'm still gonna keep going while I take a piss though. um but yeah. Okay, but yeah, so this what's it called, no. So he described to me how basically because of their climate, because of how they had to survive, um, because of how they had to survive, they are a very very um fuck, I forget exactly what he said, but it pretty much like describes their nature in a way, pretty much, where like because of how they had to survive. Uh, fuck, fuck. Um, yeah, they're kind of, they kind of have to think like short term, and they're very not survivalist in a way, but oh, they're more ruthless in a way, and they were ultimately more barbaric, pretty much because of their environment. You know, they had to kill more and be more ruthless to survive, right? As opposed to if you're living in hotter climates, um, as opposed to if you're living in hotter climates, your behavior is going to be slightly going to be way different, pretty much because of the environment that you're living in. But anyways, um, what was the other thing? But yeah, that was it. So I guess future keep note of this to write out for your idea. But I think it's ultimately pretty easy for you to remember this, because you have always had that, you had that theory, quote unquote theory, that's not really yours, the ones you've heard from somewhere else, but you've also kind of have your own version of it, but not really, um, in your head for a while, and that you just remember the dream, or at least the ending part of the dream, and you'll be able to figure out the rest of it. And it's very simple, really. It's just the ice huts and everything, and then also the magic. I think the magic is probably easier to remember, especially when you look back on this video. You'll be able to remember it easier because you'll have it all in words. So yeah, but that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.